This video is going to be a recap of my first 30 days as a YouTuber, specifically a BookTuber. I want to talk about the things that I've learned, my experiences, things I still have to learn. So, without any further ado, here we go. First, a little bit about me. I did this in my introductory video, but I'll just briefly do it here. My name is Lee. I'm 57. I'm retired from the job I had most of my life. I retired about 7 years ago. I've been working part-time ever since. Reading is my passion. I really wanted to start this BookTube channel. I finally got up the nerve. We're going to go over some of that. So I wanted to do this video just to kind of recap how my first 30 days have been since I started this BookTube channel. So we're going to start with what finally gave me the push. Well, I'm going to credit another YouTuber. His name is Rob the Maritimer. I was just watching YouTube videos, as I do sometimes, and one of his videos just came across my feed. His YouTube channel, he specializes in getting YouTubers started, motivating them, explaining how they can become YouTubers. So I watched this video and it really spoke to me, and I decided after I watched it, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. He gave some instructions on equipment to use. We're going to go over all that too in the next part. But he gave me the push. And once I started watching his videos, obviously YouTube starts showing you other videos similar. So I started watching other creators too. But I kept going back to Rob and watching more videos. And like I said, I credit him and his channel with finally giving me the push to get going. I always wanted to do this, but I never just, I don't know why I didn't do it. Maybe a little bit of fear, obviously. Um, Also, just do I have the time? Do I have the right equipment? Like I said, he gave me a lot of confidence watching his video, and here I am. I'm doing it. So I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. He is Rob the Maritimer. If you want to check him out, I highly recommend him. He's great. The next segment is on equipment. What I got from that first video that I watched of Rob's was just use what you have. I have an iPhone. The camera in that is more than capable. He explained, he even demonstrated. He recommended a tripod and a stand for the iPhone, possibly a selfie stick. So I bought a combination selfie stick and stand, and it works perfectly. And I did end up buying, after the first video or two that I made, I ended up buying a ring light because I realized I needed more light for the videos. So I have that. I ended up buying that. And at first I was using my iPad because I didn't really have a computer. I haven't had a computer for a couple years because I found that everything I needed to do, I could just use on my phone. I could use my phone or my iPad for. So I was doing the editing on my iPad for the first couple videos that I made, and I found that it was good, but it would probably be better if I just go ahead and bought another computer. I needed one anyway, so I bought a new MacBook, and I'm using that now to edit the videos. And obviously, it's all seamless when you have an iPhone and an iPad and a MacBook. It's all connected together. Everything's connected to the cloud, so it makes things a lot easier. So I did buy the MacBook. Like I said, I needed one anyway. Another equipment, I bought a microphone right away. The videos that I watched all recommended this type of microphone here. I noticed a lot of other YouTubers and BookTubers have bigger mics, nicer mics. I'm just going to go with this for now. This works fine. Maybe eventually I'll upgrade. Um, yeah, so that's kind of all I started with, and it's all worked well. Software. I was familiar with iMovie. I had an iMac for years. I have a son who's 15, and when he was little, I was in my early to mid 40s then. I used to make movies. I used to compile all the home movies that I made with him and other family and everything, vacations. I'd do a movie project on iMovie and combine all that, and it worked beautifully. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed using iMovie. So I remembered when I started this YouTube channel how to do iMovie for the most part. I needed a little bit of a refresher. I had to refamiliarize myself with some things because, like I said, I hadn't had a computer for a while. So, but once I refamiliarized myself with iMovie, and it was, now I'm off and running, and I remembered the joy I got from making those movies before. So I use iMovie for my video editing. Eventually, I might upgrade to something else, to a different program, but iMovie works great for now. I know a lot of YouTubers and BookTubers use Canva. I did download it. I did take a look at it. I haven't really used it yet for the thumbnails, and or for anything else really. I know I need to learn that a little more, look at that a little bit more, and I'll eventually probably use Canva a little bit more. For now, though, I use ChatGPT to make my thumbnails. It works perfectly. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just tell ChatGPT what you want in the image. Maybe you insert a photo of you in there. You can change it up. You can change the clothes you're wearing. You can, if you're familiar with AI at all and with ChatGPT or any of the other AI programs, then you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty easy to use, and you just have to make the thumbnail, the aspect ratio you have to make 16 by 9, and it works perfectly. So that's what I've been using. Like I said, eventually I want to look at Canva, and maybe I'll do my thumbnails through Canva once I look at that. I also just started using Epidemic Sound. I got a subscription, the basic subscription for Epidemic Sound for the music and for sound effects. I realized after I started this that copyright is a really big thing, and rightly so. I understand if you're an artist, you want to be compensated if somebody uses your stuff. I get that completely. In fact, uh, the music that I've been using, there's I may have to end up replacing it, um, down the road here, but for now it's fine. So that's why I got the subscription to Epidemic Sound. I'm going to start using that for any background music or for sound effects, because sound effects can be copyrighted also, I found out. So just to avoid any problems, I'm going to use Epidemic Sound. If you have an account with them and if you have a subscription, you can use anything that they have and it's covered. As long as your subscription is in good standing, then it's good. The prep for the videos. I don't. I like the preparation. I like looking back over the books I'm going to be reviewing or whatever it is I'm going to be covering in the video and writing it all out, making an outline. I tend to write probably a little more than I should, but I like to write it out just so I can kind of organize my thoughts and figure out what I want to say. And that seems to work for me. So I don't mind writing a script. I'll write the script out, then I make an outline with some bullet points. And once I make the outline, I usually tape it to the stand that the camera's on. Right now, I have notes taped and I'm glancing at them from time to time here. But that really helps me to kind of keep things organized. I, like I said, I watched other videos and they all suggested doing this. It makes perfect sense. When I used to give speeches in high school and college, you'd have note cards up there with notes on there, so you'd refer to when you're giving your speech or you're giving your talk. So this is kind of the same thing. So I tape the bullet points, the outline to the camera stand, and I refer to that, look at that. I know a lot of YouTubers use teleprompters. I haven't gotten to that stage yet. I don't know if I ever want to do that, but and you don't really need that. You don't need that. My system seems to work fine. So that's the first step in preparation is the script, and then writing out the outline. Sometimes I have to go back and look over the books I'm reviewing and make sure I got everything straight. I might have to put some bookmarks in some books for quotes or whatever. That's all part of the preparation. So there's that. The next thing I want to talk about is making the video, the actual delivery, what I'm doing here right now. For me, this is the hardest part. I'm not a great public speaker. I do use the editing process to help me out after the fact. After I make the videos, I edit out some of the odd silences or the ums and the ahs. Although I've been watching some videos lately who say not to edit a lot of that stuff out, especially if you're an older YouTuber, BookTuber like me. Sometimes people, especially from my generation, appreciate some authenticity, uh, and just being genuine on camera. So I'm gonna try to do some more stuff that's more off the cuff rather than editing so much of my videos. It's just tough to do. It's tough to speak to the camera. Like I said, I was never a great public speaker. I did okay, I guess, in my job that I used to have. I used to speak in front of a group sometimes, but speaking in front of a group is a little bit different than speaking to the camera. It's hard to imagine. You have to kind of put it in your head that there's people watching. I've heard other YouTubers say, imagine that you're talking to someone that you know, or to maybe another booktuber that you've got to know, or another YouTuber that you got to know, instead of thinking about just talking into the camera. And I'm trying to work on that. So I think it's improving a little bit. Hopefully, my videos will be a little more off the cuff, and I won't have to do so much editing in my videos. The next thing I want to talk about is YouTube Studio and the algorithm, and looking at your stats on YouTube Studio. Don't do it. Especially if you're a newer YouTuber, booktuber like me, I was told and I'm learning, don't look at the stats. My stats are, I'm doing okay. I mean, some of my videos are, it's since I've been doing this for 30 days now, some of the videos have picked up steam. It's important to be consistent. I've also learned that it's important to make, try to make a video a week or as often as you can. Try to stick to a consistent schedule, and YouTube will keep pushing your videos then, so the viewers can see it. So the more videos you make, the better you're going to get at making the videos, and also YouTube will start pushing your videos a little more if you're being consistent. So what that should translate to is that your channel should grow. So in 30 days, have I seen growth? Yes, I've seen growth. Like I said, it's only 30 days. I've made, this is my seventh video. So it's not, I don't see a ton of growth yet, but I'm seeing some growth, and it's positive for me, and I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep being consistent. That's another thing that Rob the Maritimer harps on is don't give up. He has several videos. Don't give up. Keep at it. Stay consistent. You're going to get better at making the videos. You're going to make better videos. YouTube's going to start pushing your videos out. You're going to start getting more views. You're going to get more subscribers. It's just going to start snowballing. Another thing, other YouTubers, other BookTubers are a valuable resource. I've reached out to a few of them, and they've been so helpful. And the BookTube community is very tight. I'm learning, and everybody kind of helps each other out. And I've got some great advice from some of them. I'm gonna tag them at the end here. So go on other channels and comment. Introduce yourself. Say that you're a new YouTuber, that you're a new BookTuber, and um, you know, be polite. And everybody that I've reached out to have been very receptive, very friendly, and I've gotten a lot of great advice, like I said. Okay, so just to recap, this is my seventh video now. I'm my channel. What I'm trying to do is, obviously, I love books. Everything's going to be centered around books and around reading, but I want to do some different things. I want to do the usual top 10 lists. I want to do what I'm reading now, what I've read so far this year. I want to do those types of videos, obviously. Those are great fun. Book hauls, I want to do, but I also want to do some vlogs. I've watched some really good BookTuber vlogs lately, some travel vlogs, some book shopping vlogs. I did do a book shopping one where I went out. I didn't do much uh, recording in the bookstores, but in my car, and you can take a look at that one if you want. But I did do some book shopping and took the camera with me and talked about the books that I bought. I want to do those types of videos, but I want to do some travel ones and some field trips related to books that I've read. The travel ones that I want to do, or I want to be book related somehow. So I want to do some different things. I like a lot of different genres of books. So I want to do cover different genres in my videos. I just watched a couple channels the other day, BookTube channels, and they were going over some of the old sci-fi and fantasy paperbacks from the 60s and 70s and the cover artwork, and I just thought that was fascinating. I wouldn't mind doing stuff like that because anything to do with books I like, whether it's the artwork, the binding, whether it's a first edition or not. Um, so I want to cover different things. So in your channel, I suggest you do that too. Now what I'm gonna do is going to look at what's what people are watching also, and that's gonna kind of guide which way my channel takes also. That only makes sense. You want your channel to be successful, so with whatever types of videos that I see that I'm getting the more viewers for, I'm getting more positive feedback for, I'm obviously going to try to stick with that. Some of my biggest mistakes, uh, I did get a copyright flag, not a real bad one, but I was told that a song that I used may down the line become a problem. So, like I said, that's why I went to Epidemic Sound. So that's one mistake I made. So really watch the stuff that you use. I suggest you either create your own music or get a subscription. I mean, there's free stuff you can use. On YouTube Studio, there's free music. They just don't have a lot to choose from. They have sound effects too. You can put into your videos after you upload them on YouTube Studio. It's just like I said, there's not a lot to choose from on there, though. I'd like a variety of things to choose from. So I think I'm paying. It comes out to $9.95 a month on Epidemic Sound, and you don't have to worry about it. You have a ton of stuff to pick from. Okay, that's kind of a recap of the things that I've learned, the things I want to improve on. I hope this can help you out. It helped me to kind of talk about it all, to put it all out there. If you're over 50 like me, you can do it. It's not that hard. It's the hardest part is just getting going, being confident in yourself and putting yourself out there and just doing it. I'm having a great time. I really am. I'm meeting people. I'm actually reading more, and that's great. Now I wanted to tag some people. You'll find them in the descriptions. Like I said, they've been very helpful to me, very nice with helping me get my channel going and giving me some great advice, and just some people who've inspired me to do this. And those people are, I'm going to actually look at my list a little closer here so I can read them. Like I said, um, Rob the Maritimer, Kist reads books. I don't know if you know who Michael Kist is. He's just a prolific booktuber, very, really great content. Um, so he'll be tagged below. Melissa at Melly in the Margins was one of the first channels that I started watching after I decided to do this, and I saw her process and how she did things, and it really helped me along. So you should check her out. Zach at Zach Talks Books, really good booktuber, gave me some great advice. Jeff at Reading Still Matters, he does a lot of history books. He's great. Check him out. Randy at his channel is called Literate Texan. Check him out. He'll be tagged below. He gave me some great advice, very helpful, really good booktuber. And last but not least, Jim at Country Comes to Town is his channel. He's a van lifer who just started the journey of living in his van. He just sold his townhouse and he's living in his new Ford Transit, driving across the country. And he's just a great guy from Georgia. Love watching him. Shout out to him. He's check out his channel. I'm going to tag him in my description also. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope I've helped some of you, and I'll see you next time.